All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Two Fat Guys Talking Flowers, where we're always going to bring you the good, the bad, the ugly about flowers. I'm the Prez, Nicole P, and I'm with my co-hosts Ryan, Mimi, and Joelle, and our esteemed, yes, plural, guest is no other than Sam Bowles from Allen's Flowers in San Diego, Cam Peppis from Norton's in Birmingham, Erin Bruno from McNamara in Indianapolis for the Next Gen Takeover.
This is the Next Gen Takeover. We have both fatties are out and about in the world. So we have to call in for backup.
Tony Stark and
I think
Captain America are not here.
I think the rizometer is off the charts right now.
Ooh.
We've got so much riz, so much riz happening here.
Best,
what does Riz mean?
Oh, well, that's...
I don't know, but you just say it confidently and move on, and people laugh. And yeah.
Exactly. My Gen Z folks have been saying period, like
always. Yeah.
And I'm like, period what?
Period.
Just period. So we can use that a couple times here.
Period.
Depending on how well this goes, depends on if we get to do this again. So a lot of pressure's on you guys.
Ooh, pressure's on.
I'm just saying right now, I love it already, the vibes. So we should just do this in Dallas as well. We'll do the takeover in Dallas, right?
Love that.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So I actually don't see you guys as all those things. I just see you as episode 110, Sam, episode 101, Erin, episode 28, Nicole, episode 70, the crying episode for me is Cam.
You're all a number.
I think you broke my my tear ducts, that one. So
It was a good one.
yeah.
So we were joking when it started that this is like the Avengers assembling. So we're going to quickly try to figure out who's who as the Avengers. And we're going to start with Erin because she's got the most knowledge.
No, I don't know. So it's like all of the characters, right? Like Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you identify with any of them?
Yeah.
Is Stretch in there?
No.
We can just go any of the world of superheroes.
Yeah,
whatever
I
resonates
agree.
with you, Erin.
Also, why would you be Stretch, Erin?
I don't know. That's the only one I know. Or like, what about someone that like goes really fast?
Flash?
There we go. Maybe.
Okay.
I got a lot of energy.
Okay.
Cam, who would you be?
I mean, I'm going to default to Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
You get some drinks in me and I'll just go crazy.
I love it. Nicole P, what about you?
So I know as much as the Avengers as Erin does, and I just Googled who they were, and I have a list in front of me, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick the Black Widow.
Nice.
She's in all black, and I feel like she'd be a techno girl.
Yeah.
She actually probably would, yeah.
She's Russian, right? Or something?
Yeah, it's Scarlett Johansson.
Solid choice.
I'm gonna go Tony Stark. I like money. I like toys. I can be a little bit of a dick, but I think I'm a lovable dick, just like him. So it feels pretty accurate to me.
That's a great answer. I could totally see that.
Yeah.
And
You're
he likes
our
tech,
dick, Sam.
and he likes tech.
Exactly. I love tech. I love toys. The only reason I don't have an Apple Vision Pro is because we literally just talked about it again last night.
Yeah.
Because she made the mistake. I said I wanted some kind of little thing, and she was like, "It's your hard-earned money. Spend it how you want." And I was like, "So we can get the Vision Pros?" And she's like, "No, still not that. That's stupid."
We actually met somebody. I met somebody else recently that had the glasses, and they're really cool. So I think
seeing
you've
them in
convinced
person.
me.
Yeah,
you convinced me. But you'll always be the
Yeah, they are
first
cool.
to show them. So, Mr.
And
Stark.
they're only like $300.
Yeah,
like they're not that expensive to have that type of technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, in all seriousness, and just so our listeners know, we've now shifted from joking about the multi-$1,000 Apple Vision Pros to talking about the Ray-Ban Metas, which are only a couple $100. And in all seriousness, I think the Ray-Bans could be a good investment for almost any shop or wholesaler or farm, just for the ability to capture some really cool POV footage of your designers, or even just walking your building or walking your cooler.
Definitely.
Great
Write it off. Just write it off.
Ray-Ban.
You know what we got recently?
Exactly.
They have this new, I don't know how new it is. It's a neck strap camera holder, and it's meant for POV shots. It's meant for a specific industry, I think, but it works well for those.
I was going to say, I think it's
shots.
meant for, I think that was designed for something specific. Right?
But I mean, it works because it's weighted. So like when you're walking around the cooler, or if you're moving around, jumping around or anything, it stays on.
I love that.
Mike glasses for his journeys on the farm.
I think that would be a great idea. Yeah. And actually, it would be fun to see him at the trade shows.
It would be good, actually.
The trade shows, to have him on with them.
Can you go live with them?
Yes, that's actually what's cool. You can go live on any Meta product. That's pretty cool. If at the show you're live or whatever, but then Tony Stark will come up and start talking shit about people and won't know he's broadcasting to the whole world.
That's what it is. Yeah, exactly.
There's a danger there.
Actually, that's gonna be fun. Like if we did that at the Ecuador show and everybody put your different POV on. Like so we do Ryan's and then Ryan gives them to me and then I give them to somebody else. That's fun.
Or you know what? This fun conversation has produced something really valuable, because at the Next Gen show, we should walk the exhibitor booths with the glasses.
There you go.
And produce some online content to give them exposure. I think that could be a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
I like it.
That is cool.
See, we're out here.
Are you promising that? Are you promising that to the suppliers?
I will commit to allowing my glasses to be used for that purpose.
Look at that.
I will commit to that.
We should have gotten Lizzie in here. Lizzie
Such a
Splizzy.
giver.
A Lizzie Splizzy?
Such a giver. Mimi did a job last night on our happy hour.
Oh my gosh.
Fresh off her hosting gig.
Oh gosh, that was pretty funny.
That went well. I don't know how. I don't really do. I haven't been on too many of the happy hours, the SAF happy hours for the Next Gen. But from the ones I have done, that went well.
Yeah, I think it was.
Obviously, the highlight is Mimi humming the thong song.
Sam and Erin missed it. Yeah, well, the other one is that I did was.
Baby got back.
Wait, it's coming to me.
Yes.
Joelle ruined it.
Joelle got it. Baby got back.
Get low.
Get low.
No, baby got back.
Oh
Okay.
Yeah, get low. They all kind of sound the same now that I start humming them.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun game.
By the way, but before we forget this, can we just pause to acknowledge that something new since the last time we all gathered is that we have a newly minted member of the American Academy of Floriculture in our midst. So many congratulations to Ryan, who was inducted into the American Academy of Floriculture at SAF this year.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Mimi, have you done it yet?
No.
They're getting all the letters next year.
Join the club.
I'm going to join the club next year.
You have to.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought you were going to say.
How did you get to be on this podcast? You're keeping us from being 100% AAF.
Sorry, I'm AAF at heart, I guess, because I still
You're
don't even.
CAF.
Yeah.
You're cool AF.
Oh,
There it is.
like that one. So we have to get back to our question online for the week, so we can start our podcast
question.
Our podcast, and I know that we have some good ones. Ryan, you want to pull those out?
Yeah, this took a quick hiatus while we went to the UK for our the last two episodes. But now that we're back, we're answering the questions. What's an old-fashioned trick the Next Gen needs to learn? I'll run through some of the answers that were posted online, but we definitely want to get your guys' opinions on this answer. Intrigue, Sarah Campbell put in-person networking. Well, I'll let Erin.
I feel like we're good at that.
Yeah, that we got down pretty well, I think. Yeah.
We just need a few
skills.
drinks and we're solid.
Floral fangirl, phone skills, not texting. Actually pick up and texting. House of
that's
Flora
fair.
from our friend Scott at R&S Basket Wholesale in Massachusetts. Don't spend all your money after the holiday. Put that money you made right back into your business. Restock and restock wisely with new products, new hard goods. So many times after holiday, you celebrate. Yes, do, but be smart.
Yeah.
That's good.
Before jumping into a sale, take the time to genuinely ask how the person is doing and get to know them. Politely greet anyone who comes into your shop. Don't ignore them. And last one, festival light decorations, gardening. I don't know how.
I actually think there's some really good suggestions in there.
Yeah.
I'm guilty and my staff is guilty of really trying to avoid getting on the phone. If I send you an email, then I want to have a conversation via email. In fact, for all the growers and wholesalers listening, because you ask this question all the time, the most annoying thing you can do is have a form on your website that says, how do you prefer to be contacted?
Yeah.
And I check email, but then because you're 72 years old, you pick up the phone and call me anyway. Like, why did you even ask me how I wanted to be contacted? But to the point the person is making, I often have to tell my customer service staff, like, you have sent 32 emails back and forth with this person. And on email number 2, you should have picked up the damn phone because things are getting lost in writing and it's getting contentious. And that just does not happen, or it's much less likely to happen on the phone when you can hear a tone of voice. So I beat that into them all the time. Like, sometimes we need to pick up the phone.
I agree 100%, and I'm guilty for that.
It's funny that you're guilty. It's funny you're guilty for that, Nicole, because you're my number one friend who doesn't text back but sends audio messages. And I feel like such an old person because I didn't know this, but like when you send me an audio message, the little microphone button automatically moves down there for me to send one back. And so I kept trying to send my wife audio messages and like, why is the microphone not there? When I'm talking to Nicole, the microphone's there. And I felt like such a helpless idiot until I finally figured out that it's because you always talk that way.
Yeah. Horrible texter, but if you guys need me, just send me a voice note.
Yeah, she was helping me at SAF this time. She was like, wait, you've never done voice? And I was like, no, I only just get them from you. I've never sent them back.
Yeah, exactly. I'm having to learn that too.
You're welcome.
Well, our funniest story about voice notes is I was trying to get in the habit of using them, and I used text to speech all the time with Siri. So I was sending Nicole a voice message before SAF, and I said, like, I can't wait to get there, ! And I sent it. And I was like, okay, I didn't actually mean to speak my punctuation aloud. I'm just used to using Siri.
Period.
But now it's just become like an inside joke.
Period.
So we
Yes.
can share the inside joke with everyone. Feel free to add an ! Audibly to the end of any sentence you think needs it.
I love it.
For whoever works for Apple that's listening, they need to add the ability to speed that up so that I can listen to them in 1.5.
Yeah,
Like
same.
in WhatsApp. You could do that in WhatsApp.
That's funny.
1.5.
That's how I listen to all Jet Fresh podcasts.
Because they're really
1.5.
I don't
Well,
blame you.
I can consume more that way.
Most of my podcasts are 1.5, but with Mike Black, I'm 1.8.
That is so true.
And it still sounds like, just normal talking.
That's hilarious.
That's amazing. I hope he
We
hears
love
that.
you, Mike Black. I'll go back to your question. So I actually agree with Trillium Floral. I have it up on my Insta right now. But Trillium, I do think that the younger generation does have a little anxieties when, especially in store, maybe greeting customers and how to like appropriately greet them. So I do find that we have difficulty sometimes going out of your way and making sure that you say hello and everyone is greeted when you walk in the door immediately.
Who's greeting him inappropriately?
Oof. I'm sure there are.
Well, Sam can help, but just asking them what they're shopping for rather than being like, "Hey, can I help you?" And then obviously them immediately saying no, and yeah, there's a whole.
And I'll also say the number one way I say people, what was the word we used? Greeting them inappropriately would be not acknowledging them at all.
Yeah.
When I have customers reach out to complain about an in-store shopping experience, 9 times out of 10, their complaint is that I went into the store and no one even seemed remotely interested in helping me, or they felt like they were dismissed. And it's a difficult road to walk because on the other hand, you have customers like me who honestly, I'm like, don't speak to me unless I speak to you. No, I don't need help finding something. Just let me look around.
Yeah.
And that's unfair. That's the game that we have to play. So what I train is acknowledge everyone, make it clear that you're available if they need help with things that are beyond our stereotypical phrases. Like, let me know if you need, the things that you just hear over and over that we all just say, we immediately dismiss as pleasantries. So I think it's as small as that, just acknowledging people and letting them know you're happy to help.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
What do you have any scientific data on like complimenting someone? Like, hey, I really like that shirt, like to start the conversation.
I think
Even if
that
you
can
don't
be
like it?
I think that can be a dangerous way to train your staff.
Well,
because
yeah.
they could cross lines. So I don't teach that, but I certainly think that there are some customers who love to have 30-minute conversations about their grandkids, and there are other customers who don't want that level of like, I don't even want to tell you why I need flowers. You know what I mean? So I think you do have to try to teach your staff how to be there to help everyone, but to recognize when to give space and when
Yeah,
to
I just saw a TikTok where
step
it
in.
was a girl that was like, hey, I really like your shirt. And then the lady goes back to her, but why? And then she's like, what do you mean why? I don't know how to talk to people regularly, so I just have to say random compliments on people. Like, you know what I mean? So you like, it is very awkward. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, because I'm self-doubting. Like, there was like all the bad things that you could possibly think of why this person has to point something out. Like, and I'm one of those. Like, I've gone up to people and be like, oh, I love those earrings, and then they're like, okay, weirdo. So I get it. Like, you know, you got to read your room, which is one of those things that are really hard. Like, or even know how to solve the problems of dealing with those. Like, how do you spot those people out? You know what I mean? Because I look pretty normal, but I'm kind of crazy as a consumer. Like, if I walk into a store, and maybe I think I look normal, but I think people are like, oh, this girl's okay, she probably knows what she's doing. And then I'll be like, why isn't anybody talking to me? Talk to me. So yeah, I think that's probably like how you can train your staff to know how to deal with those. Like, really, maybe, what is that, critical thinking more? Like, you know, like, read the room.
Or just like social awareness.
Yeah.
I think it's just teaching them how to follow the customer's lead. So here's step one. Here's how we engage with every single person who comes through the door. And then based on their response, you either back off or you step up. And I think it's pretty easy most of the time to read people's energy if you're actually making a genuine effort to do it.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that when my customers are reaching out to complain about feeling left out, it's never because someone said the wrong thing or was awkward. It's because the two employees who were working were chatting it up behind the counter and thought, here's another walk-in customer. We'll just let them wander around. If they need us, they'll let us know.
Right. Maybe there's like a time limit, like, of letting people wander around, right?
Do you think there's any companies who like tell company like don't talk to the customers? You shouldn't be talking to the customers.
Dick's Last Resort.
Hungry Bears.
Oh, yeah, that's aggressive.
Like, Dolly was with me when I ordered it's basically like,
it's the
similar
soup
to
Nazi guy.
It's similar to like similar to the Bear, when there was the sub shop before. These guys make amazing subs, but if you go there, the customer service is horrible. And it's funny because I went with Dolly recently just to pick up our lunches, and Dolly's like, I'm going to say something. I'm like, no, don't say anything. Like, I come here weekly. You're just, no, do not say shit. I'm like, I like that they treat me like shit so that I get a good sub. Do not open your mouth. And she's like, you can look at me in the face when you're giving me my food. And I'm like, don't, just shut the fuck up. Like, this is important. It's gonna take away from our food quality.
No, it's real. That place they're aggressive there. But once we ordered a party sub from them once, and then once we did that, they changed the tone for us.
They must not know I work here.
They don't know you work here yet.
Is it a chain?
Also,
chain, like a local chain. I think there's only 3 of them, like around Florida.
we also know, all of us working in customer service, how terrible people are. So I don't usually blame busy businesses. Also, I'm kind of envious. Nicole knows this because I've told her many times, but I'm so jealous of the brands that establish from the beginning that they're like sassy and don't give a F.
Yeah.
Like, I love the company that their online responses are like, well, then go F yourself and eat McDonald's fries or whatever. Because it has to feel so good too.
I want to be like best friends with whoever does Wendy's social media, especially like their Twitter. They're just
savages.
Freaking hilarious. Yeah. Yes. A good follow. Go follow them. And Wendy's, if you want to send us free food, we'll take it.
PSA is another good one. They have great responses when people try to bring a gun on a plane and like, it's just like, I can't give you an example, but I know that they have good responses on it.
Well, they tweeted last week, yes, peanut butter is a liquid, deal with it. And like they're just sassy. They're just sassy about their policies, but it gets attention, and like that's what you're trying to do on social media. If more people see it, like I wouldn't have known the answer off the top of my head that peanut butter is or isn't a liquid in a carry-on, but that sassy little tweet stands out in my mind. So
yeah,
I agree. I think it can work for a brand.
Also, recently, like the National Park Service has been pretty funny too.
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good follow. My favorite is Celestial Tea. Joel knows this because I show him every time. They're like on trend, but it has like a little teddy bear doing something, and it's like a new bombshell just entered the villa, and you see this little teddy bear or whatever. But it's because like they're always on trend or with whatever's happening. But it's hilarious because it's just this cartoon bear, and it's funny. So I love that.
Very demure.
Find your angle. You have to find your angles.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like we need to make a sassy floral industry page.
Well, the next gen page should be like that. Like shut the hell up. No, we don't want to,
I am still working on my tabletop or my coffee table book of all the different card messages that we've gotten that are hilarious. And I told my customer service team my idea of having a book, and they literally have files that they save all these card messages on. So we have I don't know. I can't even think of the topics right now, but I have at least 8 chapters.
I could send you a whole album.
Yes, I know. They're so good.
Now these complaints or cards sent to
No, the actual card message that's attached to the flowers. So we have I forget lovers and haters.
You get the best ones from our websites because over the phone, people can be slightly embarrassed to tell another human. I love it when I'm taking Valentine orders and the guy's like, can you just sign in Sugar Bear? It's a little name that she calls me. No judging me here, bro. But online, man, they don't think anyone else is going to see it. It's nasty, it's dirty, it's mean, it's all kinds of things.
Yeah, I have a chapter called "Is he a stalker?" ?
This is amazing. I want to see this book. Are you actually working on it, or is this just a jokey kind of thing?
I do think it's a good idea, but I don't know how to do it legally. Well, I don't know.
Change the names, right?
Yeah, I would just have to make them generic.
I love to share the best card messages in the group chat with my brothers and sister-in-laws. And they have learned their favorite game is I send the card message and then they try to guess what amount of money did that dude spend.
Oh, that's
especially
good.
when it's a doghouse card message and you can tell this guy really did something bad, and then my brother will be like, "What'd he send?" And I'll send back he sent our $55 sunflower base, the least expensive thing on the website. They've all learned from me. They're like, "No, that's not going to get it done. Nope. That's not enough to do it, man."
I'm walking to the right now so I can tell you my chapters. Okay.
Are you in the office right now, Erin?
Yeah, makeups and breakups, which is good. TMI.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a stalker?
Mm-hmm.
Anniversary in love, and then this one's titled WTF.
Can you give us one example? Do you have a card there, or no? You don't have any with you.
What do you want?
Stalkers.
What top stalkers is? Okay, well, this is all bundled together because there's this one stalker. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh my God.
just the quantity is the stalker. Yeah.
This is this guy, and we don't know his relationship with this woman, but let me just read them to you. Okay, for 28 years you have light up my life with my passion, your beauty, and your true friendship. I need you now more than ever. I sincerely do. I'm making things finally happen for you. All I ask is for you to return. They're all like that.
The way you read
very
it
dramatic.
is very specific on how the tone of the message
this is who I imagine. She's the crosswalker for and he sees her every single day, and she has no idea. He just looks.
It appears that he lives in a different state.
Can you reread it one more time
in a British accent?
I'm gonna have Joelle put music behind it, and then we'll see the message if it has a different tone. If you read it in a more
read it in a more demure,
loving.
They're all like this.
Very mindful.
I'm not going to say the name that it starts with. This is actually a different message because I just flipped to it. But never doubt my love for you ever. You are the most special person in my life to me. I think of you always and appreciate your kindness and love in return. Always yours. His name.
Okay, not
okay,
as stalkery.
But in all honesty, that could just be a sweet message.
Yeah.
Or it could be a stalker if the person's literally like, I've never even met this person.
All right, here's a good one.
I hear you.
I love you. I have and always will love you. We are supposed to be married a month from today. I am heartbroken. I do not know what I did to change this. I do not. My heart is crushed. I cannot live without you. So I hope I am gone now.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
that one's dark.
That one's sad.
That one's dark.
The most depressing ones are when they're really just sending flowers to literally just get a message to the person. They've been blocked on the phone. They've been blocked on email. They've
That
been blocked on social
happens?
media, and they literally send flowers just
Wow.
because it's a way of getting their words into their hands.
And then,
it happens.
and then they get
It happens
refused
all the
at the
time.
door.
The
Yeah.
thing is that this is like over 100 orders within
Wow.
like
Listeners, she
couple
has
of months.
a giant binder clip of papers.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I love him as a customer because anytime we put a new product on the website, he's the first to order it to
Oh,
send
I
her.
love that.
Like, so she gets something new every time. So it's
Sell him a
great.
subscription, Aaron.
Yeah.
Sell him a subscription.
The
We never
stalker
talk to him.
package.
He just does it online. We never talk to him.
I'm glad you're keeping that packet because I was going to share as a follow-up related to this. For the first time 2 years ago, I was subpoenaed and I had to provide the entire history of flower ordering and all associated card messages for a couple. And this could be its own book because we literally had the card messages from when they started dating, when they got engaged, when they were married and everything was hunky-dory, and when things started to go south, and when he started to send flowers to other people, and when she sent flowers to other people in his name to create drama. Like, once I dug into it and pulled it all out, it was like, this is the juiciest, coolest thing ever.
Dang.
And
Love
it all came in. They were two attorneys getting a divorce. And so it all came into their divorce proceedings, and I was thrilled to be right in the
Wow.
middle of it.
Do you know who won? Who got the?
No, that's the sad part is I don't know.
Whatever what they were fighting over who has the rights to order from Allen's.
No one got to order flowers again. Yeah.
Oh, I kept them both.
That's
So
smart.
they have moved on with their lives, and I kept them both as customers. But it was an ugly thing to go through for sure.
Cam, you got any of those?
I do, and I'm sitting here. I was looking through my text messages because I had one where an employee of a police department was retiring, and somebody sent him flowers on his last day. And I wish I could find the card message, but they like had me send it to them because they were going to press charges. And it was something along the lines of like, congratulations on your retirement. Birmingham PD will be so much better without you.
Oh, no.
Brutal.
Like you've been awful working under you. I hope that your pillow stays hot and something else. I mean, it was like just really mean.
Yeah.
Like to a point where my employees didn't want to send it. And I was like, I mean, they paid for us to send it. So
Yeah.
And away.
it could be a joke. And then I got a phone call from the recipient and he was like, yeah, can you send me the information about that?
Can you?
'Cause-
Like, are you allowed to?
Doctor-patient confidentiality.
Yeah.
If it was a threat, I don't know.
That's an ongoing topic.
Yeah.
My
Right.
policy is I don't share unless I'm legally asked to do so.
Same.
So I don't require a subpoena, but what I tell the person is like if law enforcement requests it, I'll share anything. But I have trained my staff. We don't guarantee confidentiality either. So if someone calls and says I want to send flowers, but I want it to remain anonymous, we just say, well, for the safety of everyone involved, that's not a service that we offer. If someone calls and asks who sent the flowers, we will tell them your name.
That's the worst.
we don't-
Anonymous.
I didn't share address or phone number. I just shared the name.
Yeah, same.
That's
And also, like, a
More.
customer can read between the lines. If you walk in the store and pay cash, you can tell me your name's Donald Duck. So
Yeah.
if somebody, it's like sometimes I have customers reach out and say, "Can you block this person from sending me flowers?" Like, there's only so much that I can do. Yes, I can flag it and whatever, but it's tough when you find yourself in those situations.
But from the recipient standpoint, I hate that anonymous shit because I got some flowers and edible arrangement for my birthday.
Like a secret admirer?
And no, I literally was like, oh, this has to be from Mike. So I call Mike. I'm like, Mike, thank you so much. And he's like, I didn't send you anything. I'm like, oh my God. Then I came and I asked another friend. She's like, I didn't send you anything. So it took me a while to finally figure out who it was. And because I wasn't home.
It was
So
your
they
husband?
called. No,
What
it
was
wasn't. It wasn't my husband. It was like,
Marvin?
no, it was. I wish it was Marvin. It wasn't Marvin, but it's funny because I wasn't home, so I was eating dinner for my birthday because it was on my birthday, and I get the phone call. They're like, "Where can we leave it?" And I had to like tell the people, "Okay, go through my backyard, leave it on this table," because I didn't know what to do with it. And then after, so I went through such a process with it that it took me 2 weeks to figure out who it was from. But I went through everybody. Like I was like, "Did you send me flowers? Did you send me flowers?" Like I felt like an idiot. Like I was like, "Gosh, why did the people do that? The anonymous thing's not cool."
Who was it?
It was my kid's best friend's mom because I always do stuff for her son, and she just wanted me to feel appreciated. But I found out because I was telling her, man, some freaking jerk sent me stuff, and she's like, oh, that was me. I was like, oh, okay.
I would have taken credit for it.
I know.
If you would have asked me, I'm like, yeah, totally. I got it. So where are you guys all reporting from? Everybody's at the office? Nicole looks like she's in a closet.
I'm in a closet. I'm in Connecticut right now. I came here after I've been here since our convention.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No more world traveling.
Are you guys all going to Fun and Sun? What's the next big thing?
We have Fun and Sun coming up. I'm going to that. I'll be hanging out with Sam on this panel. And my dad will be going to Fun and Sun as well.
So great. So many next geners going to Fun and Sun too.
It's another takeover.
Yeah, another takeover. You have Irving.
Right. Ryan, who else coming from Jet Fresh?
Just me and my dad. It's normally that's normally Casey's show. Casey does a lot of the California buying, so that's usually the show he goes to. Plus he golfs out there, and he's got his guys set up. But he's about to have a baby, so he can't go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Very exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, and then after that, we have Wedding MBA in November, which is in Vegas. We do that show.
Wait,
as
you
well.
forgot October.
October, we have
shit.
the Ecuador show.
The big one.
Yeah, October.
I can't wait for you guys to see it. I mean, I'm definitely going to buy those glasses just to show everybody how awesome.
That's probably a good investment for that show. Yeah,
definitely.
Worth $300.
We've been working on that booth, and you can just imagine. It was fun.
2 years from now, we are all going.
Yes,
definitely.
Oh my God, a next gen takeover at the farm. Period.
That'd be amazing.
At the farm, we can all stay in the casita and make it a big summer party.
How many of you guys have been to like Ecuador or Colombia for any of the farms?
Oh, embarrassingly.
Gosh.
I haven't been. My wife is scared to let me go.
No.
She said it's dangerous. I'm like, no, it's not. I was like, these guys like roll out the red carpet.
Cam, for sure we would roll out the red carpet. You can bring her.
We discussed someday when our kids get older going to Ecuador and then making a family trip out of it, just because there's so much to do in Ecuador.
For sure.
With the Galapagos and
definitely. I've never been there. I've been to Ecuador, I don't know, 10 times. I've never done the Galapagos.
I'm doing the Galapagos with the kids because it's amazing. Our coworkers have showed me pictures. Yeah, they go on holiday over there and it's amazing. So, for sure.
The next one will be 2026, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go, guys.
All right.
The Avengers have to assemble. Our whole booth will just be you guys.
I love it.
I don't know if we're authorized to operate off of American soil. I don't know how that works with the Avengers. I might be getting lost in the metaphor here.
That's funny.
Is everyone excited for next gen in February?
I was going to say, and then in February, we got the good stuff.
I'm pumped for next gen 2025 in Texas, but I'm really pumped for next gen 2026 in Cabo San Lucas. I think that's
okay.
I have a new strategy where if we just speak about it and pretend as though it's set in concrete, then they'll have to do it.
I was believing it for a second. I thought he was real for a minute.
He's speaking it into the universe. Yeah.
You know what? I take it back. I'm gonna get younger. I have to be part of next gen because if it's in Cabo, I'm there.
You still make it.
I mean, it's
there's nobody checking IDs.
As soon as you graduate from next gen, you just become a next gen mentor. There's no leaving.
There's loopholes.
Okay.
You just get more. You get more important.
I was just gonna buy a fake ID.
Maybe the hotels in Cabo don't have as many resort fees and conference fees. Maybe
they're all inclusive. Exactly. Yeah, they're all inclusive. We'll be good to go.
Seriously.
We have to talk about what actually happens once we all age out, because obviously next gen is intended to always be next gen, right? We love that for the next gen, but we need to start thinking about our future and what we're going to continue to take on for.
We just become.
Well, hopefully I can retire by the time I'm 45.
There you go.
Okay.
You keep selling those.
You will be in Cabo anyway.
Yeah.
That was good style.
Well, there will always be another gen, Nicole.
Yeah.
Well,
and my
biggest with those kids wearing their crew socks instead of ankle socks.
Oh.
My biggest mantra, which I will be reminding us all as we age, is can we please do better than the generations before us that always just shat on the one behind them?
Yeah.
And And I say it jokingly, but I also say it truthfully. I really try hard to fight the urge to be like, well, the Gen Zers don't want to work and the Gen Zers don't have any work ethic. And when I was a kid, because literally, I sat around and listened to boomers talk about millennials that way.
Yeah.
When I first started going to floral conferences. So yes, there are generational differences. We talk about this all the time, but they're going to do things their way and they're going to be just fine. So I think our job will be to get out of the way, support them as they take over leadership. And then we'll just become lame old people at boring old SAF conference, I guess.
We have formed... like we have several Gen Zs that work here, and they work hard. And it's not like they're not all just a bunch of bums. Some of them are, but some of our generation are too, and some maybe
every generation. It's all been the same. It's just like I always remind people that since the day Jesus ascended into heaven, preachers have been saying, you better get your shit together because he's coming back tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And here we are a couple thousand years later, even if that's the system that you subscribe to. Mm-hmm. My point is not that the preachers were wrong to preach that. I'm not trying to make a faith statement. I'm just trying to make the point that these are patterns.
Yeah.
And as young people, every young person is like, why are old people so mean to me? And then we become mean old people. So break the cycle.
Yeah. This ends with us.
This ends with us. Excellent, Erin.
Mm-hmm.
Always topical. Always on it.
Yeah, I went last weekend.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried in two spots. If you go and see it, you'll understand what two spots. But
sure. Yeah,
it was good. I do like it. Because she's like been doing all the flower things, which is awesome. But her flower shop in the movie is very like a lot of like black. I don't know if you guys read the book.
Dark and moody.
Yes, moody. A lot of like drieds and stuff. So it's not like bright and vibrant like what her press has been doing. Right. Is more like definitely like bright and cheerful. And it is not like that in the movie, but it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
Is this the first time you think you've seen like a florist represented in a movie?
Oh gosh.
I mean, I'm a Hallmark watcher, so no.
Okay. Is there a bunch of Hallmark movies?
I was gonna say the last one that I saw that was really representative was, remember Valentine's Day or whatever, that they had like Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. They were there was a movie like I don't remember.
Is one of them a flower shop?
It had a ton of people in it.
Yeah. It's like J-Lo. Well, no, that one was Mother's Day. Anyways, so it all about flowers, not flowers. It's all happens on Valentine's Day.
Right.
So a lot of it was inside a flower shop. Yeah. And I remember it being like a big deal back when that was happening. Back in my day.
Are you all familiar with the iconic cult favorite film called Room? Not to be confused with The Room. It's just called Room, and it was self-financed by a really weird dude named Tommy Wiseau. No one knows about it?
No.
Oh.
Okay. So there's this really weird character named Tommy Wiseau who self-financed a movie he wrote, and it's so god-awful that it's become a cult favorite, a cult classic. Like there are theaters here in San Diego that show it once a year, just like Rocky Horror Picture Show or something. But I say that to say there's a pretty iconic florist scene in that movie. So check it out. Room. Director Tommy Wiseau. It's weird. The movie is weird AF and terrible.
That's not the one. That's not the one where they are like the mom and the kid are in the room, right?
No, that's The Room.
That's The Room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it's literally just Room. And also the word room has nothing to do with the movie, which is also just a better part of the story. The dude himself is the story. And the fact that he stars in a movie he paid for, no one knows where this character came from. Like, people think he's like Eastern European. I'm not even talking about the character in the movie. The actual real life man who paid for the movie is a man of mystery. No one knows what country he was born in. He's still living, by the way. Like, it's a very interesting path to go down. But there's a really funny, horrible florist scene in that movie.
I'm looking now. It has 24% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. I think in the movie The Town, or one of those movies, either The Departed.
I was going to say The Town. That was
there's a florist.
They have, a scene. Yeah.
It's older.
I have a buddy who can quote that entire scene, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good one. So there you go. Movies are representing. That's cool. I like that.
I like it because I think a lot of people. Well, we just had the Marshall Foster, on talking about National Florist Day in the UK, and I think that we do need to let people know that what goes into it. 'Cause people just were like, oh yeah,
The name is so good. That name is like $1 million name, especially if you say it in a British accent.
Caroline Marshall Foster.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, sounds
I
legit.
love her.
She's cute.
She's so great.
Yeah.
Honestly, she's phenomenal. I mean, with a British accent, everyone is phenomenal.
Right,
But
yeah.
she's such a good woman and like just such an industry leader, and I love it. I'm glad that she came. You guys know that she came to all of our council meetings to present National Florist Day.
National Florist
Uh,
Day, yeah.
Florist Day, yeah.
Yeah. They're starting in the UK, but she's trying to bring it over to the US, and they technically don't have a date officially set, but I know she's working with SAF to get it through the councils approved and stuff like that. So you'll probably be seeing that in the US in the next year or two, I assume.
We just had our SAF roundtable as well, talking about SA or like the convention and everything and like what we learned. And she was on there as well, and she gave her little speech on National Florist Day, which was sweet. So yes, she's definitely dedicated to that, which is awesome.
Yeah. So we were going to talk about also, we were going to talk about how everybody's representing in the regions.
Basically what she's saying is that we're all in a different region, technically. Cam's in the south, Sam's in the
West
west
Coast, yeah. Nicole's on the East Coast.
I'm the Midwest.
Yeah, she's the Midwest, so we have all the regions represented.
Say, what time is it where you are now?
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
10 a.m. here.
1 p.m. here.
Well,
Wow, that was so cool.
Wow.
We had this mostly planned out. But we figured just bringing you guys in a room would be enough to it would just naturally take over.
In all seriousness, when we talk about differences across regions in our industry, I would say that 90% of what we do every day is the same, but there is some variation for sure. For example, one of the biggest things I can think of, having worked in starting in the Midwest/South, then working in the East Coast, and now being in the Southwest, is how many Afghans, garden stones,
wind
chimes have you sold this week at McNamara and Norton's? Because however many you sold, it's that many more than I could sell here, because it's just not a part of the sympathy culture here. When my mother passed away, my mom was kind of young. She was 49 when she passed away, a teacher in the community. After the funeral, we had 17 wind chimes.
Wow.
And I don't even know how many of those Afghans. And you know what? It's not my thing. Like, the gesture was sweet. Some people are really into it, but that's a good example of a regional difference that's pretty significant. And then sometimes I have a customer call who's calling from the South, and they're like flabbergasted that we're a big operation and we don't carry garden stones and Afghans and wind chimes and that kind of sympathy, quote unquote, giftware. So that comes to mind as an example.
So what is the number one non-flower related add-on that you can sell in your region?
Wait, hold real quick.
Besides chocolate?
Sympathy, wind chimes are for sympathy? That they always? Is that always been the correlation, or just
no? Well, it depends.
Because I feel like my mom would just buy wind chimes.
Not in culture,
but with flowers.
But in flower shops, they tend to be a sympathy associated item, because basically what they do is they laser etch the Lord's Prayer, Amazing Grace, whatever. Footprints in the sand, whatever, and then that makes it religious. And it's all for the people who think. It really is for the people who think, well, flowers cost so much and then they just die. And so they feel better about spending money on something that
Let me tell you,
have forever.
The price of the wind chimes have gone drastically up, and you're better off, honestly, just buying flowers than an 18-inch wind chime, which costs $89.99. Yeah. Who's there?
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Who's there? Who's there?
Ellie. Now we have another region.
Yeah.
Ellie.
It depends on where she's at, because she's always, in different places.
Exactly.
Jet set.
She represents the hotel lounge.
Hi.
Okay, so I was asking, in your region, what's the number one non-flower related item that you sell? Like, as far as an upsell or just an individual sell? I mean, not wind chimes, but
for every day or sympathy?
For every day, yeah. So it's the number one thing that you're like, oh gosh, we can't let go. That can't go lower than 10 out of the stock.
We sell a ton of chocolate and balloons. I mean, I feel like we should stop with the balloons because of helium shortage, but people want the balloons. People want like big balloons.
It really is true. And as helium prices have gone through the roof, I thought that as we had to raise our balloon prices, it would decrease the demand for Mylar balloons, but the price appears to have little effect.
Yeah.
Like, I thought when we moved to $10 a couple of years ago, that would be the end of it. And we don't sell any fewer than we do now. And I also kind of personally hate them, and I think it's also just a matter of time for us, especially here in California. We already have one town in the county where we're not allowed to deliver them. So really? Becomes, there are Encinitas. I'm pretty sure it's Encinitas. One of the coastal communities has officially, because you cannot sell
because they end up in the water,
helium balloons.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not about the helium; it's about the mylar being in the environment, power lines, etc.
I mean, fair.
Exactly.
I've always heard that like helium is used in lots of different medical applications.
Yeah,
I think it's in MRI machines or something, and so that's why people.
That's a little more important. Than balloons.
Yeah. Although, funny enough, I was just on the phone yesterday with a regional sales executive from Airgas, and we were having this conversation. And I just took the opportunity to be like, is it a finite substance? Is it going to get harder and harder to get? And this person at least was like, no, that's not true. Yes, costs have gone up in the last couple of years, but it's fine. Like obviously they're in the game of selling it and they don't want to lose me as a client. So I take it with a grain of salt, but they definitely pretended like that was overhyped. Now, what is true is that the cost has gone through the roof, and that alone was enough to force Party City into bankruptcy.
Right.
Because 80% of their business were cheap helium mylar balloons, and so they couldn't sustain. So
in the areas that you can't sell the balloons, what would you upsell with, or what can you?
What's the next balloon?
What's the next balloon?
There's
air-filled balloons.
Air-filled balloons.
Yeah, you can do. There are lots of people moving to just air-filled, so they're on the pick, and you stick it in the flowers, and it just doesn't float anymore. But we sell.
Sam's selling
pinatas.
Yeah, pinatas, and also
my unique add-on that's regional. No, I don't sell eggplants. That was a flop. Revisit episode whatever Mimi said to hear that story. But I do have pinatas that are made in Tijuana. They're small. They're little donkeys that are probably like 7 inches wide and tall. We put like 8 Jolly Ranchers in it and sell them as add-ons, and people absolutely love it.
I'd put some little like liquor bottles, like some little alcohol or something inside there.
Yeah.
Gummies for those who want the gummies.
If we could do that, Mimi, we could, but there are some legal implications that we have to keep track of.
Do any of you guys do the cash bouquets where it's just a big bouquet of cash?
I've seen it, but we don't.
Liability. We don't take anything from customers anymore because it just became too much. Like, I don't even want to deliver your gift cards. I'm not taking responsibility for something that you didn't purchase from me.
That's smart.
So quick question, since you guys are all in the gift giving, when somebody wants to send a gift to you, what is the gift that you would want to receive the most? Like, as far as like somebody's out of town, like, is it a charcuterie board? Is it flowers? Is it, supporting a local florist?
I mean, I'm always going to support. Yeah, I'm always going to say the local florist. I got a plant this year from Flowers by Michelle here in town, and I love a plant with a bow, nice, and then like instead of moss, it was like rock inside the plant, so it's like elevated. I didn't have to do a thing. I just set it in my house. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. Definitely flowers though. Like, I mean, charcuterie boards are nice, but we're in the business of flowers, so course, I want flowers.
How about you, Cam? What am I sending you?
No. I mean, I was sitting here, you might have seen my eyes being puzzled because I'm trying to think of the last time somebody sent me a gift.
Oh. We need to send them a gift.
Yeah, I'm not thinking
positive.
Bacon of the month club or something.
Like the last time I got a gift, like what? I can't even think of what it was. Maybe like, if it's not flowers, because people probably aren't going to send me flowers because I know I have flowers always. But maybe wine, which we sell also. So,
are you a red or white guy?
Red.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't notice, we're taking notes so we can send you all a gift after this. That's why we're asking specifics.
Sam's like, okay, tech, anything techie.
Yeah, then I would have to go with a Rolex, and that spells ROLEX.
That's definitely
you might get that Apple Vision Pro. I'm getting an Apple Vision Pro for Sam.
That's out of the Jet Fresh budget for sure.
Just the box. Just the box.
Funny enough, well, first of all, let me share that Cam's business is located at 401 22nd Street South, in Birmingham. So that's where we send our cards and gifts for Cam to shower him.
Yes, please.
There you go.
Flowers as well.
I've gotten my entire life from everyone who loves me that I'm difficult to buy for, because if I want something, I probably just buy it for myself. And that can be a little bit true, but I also just like just about anything. So my wife is pretty good, and she's not very intimidated by the fact that I, quote unquote, generally get it for myself, because she's pretty good at knowing things that I wouldn't get for myself, but that would be a treat and that I would enjoy. So I'm not even really that picky. I like a nice bottle of wine, bourbon, experiences. I love a gift card to a restaurant.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you think the restaurant is good and you want to send me there with a gift card, I like that. I've definitely started with my friends, like when they're having surgery, recovering, sick, whatever, doing DoorDash gift cards, because I just think that's a good way to love people and they can choose what they want. I grew up in a culture where we cooked and brought it over to you, and I still love to do that. It's not always possible where everyone lives, so I like just giving things like that.
That's great.
I recently sent flowers to a florist through his company, and it's funny because people were like, he's like, oh, because he was sick, and then they were like, I got so many, I didn't want to make my own flowers, so it sucks because I was like, oh, that's not what I wanted to do, but I just wanted to let you know I support your business and you, so it's kind of a kind of a
you don't want to
funny
send
one.
it from a rival company,
right? That's true. Can you imagine, like, ding dong?
What about you, Erin?
I got home last night and my husband had bought me a board game, which I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Thank you. So we're going to play some new games.
What was the game?
It's called Priorities. And essentially, you have to spell out priorities. So it's kind of like... is
he trying to tell you something?
Right. So you flip over the cards and they'll say beer, clothes, whatever. And then someone has to put them in order of what you think the other person is also going to write in order. And then if you get them right, you get letters, and then whoever gets priorities first wins. So I actually feel like it's going to be a fun little couples game, because
fun.
we're going to get to talk and, whatever. So
do you guys have a go-to game?
We play a lot of just cards, golf and cards, or a lot of rummy games. I come from a huge gaming family, so we're always doing board games, card games, everything. That's just that's our jam.
I just played
poker too, right?
Poker player? No.
Puzzle.
Oh, puzzle. Yes, I have a puzzle subscription. It's getting delivered today, my new puzzle. So
Wait, I didn't know you were a puzzle girly.
Oh, yes. I am a definite puzzle girly.
I have a 2000 piece that I tried to do and I got so defeated by it. It's like a Steven Spielberg. And when we looked at there's a massive T-Rex head on it. And I probably spent 12 hours building this little T-Rex. And then when I got to ET, I was like, forget it. I'm not going to look through all these white pieces and try to build the moon with Elliot and ET riding across the moon.
Yeah.
I've just been bringing the puzzles to work, and we do them at lunch break, because I can't do it at home because I have a cat, and it just you just can't puzzle with a cat.
I wanted to ask how fast it goes from delivery to starting, but if you're bringing it to the office, I guess a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends. Yeah. I'm pretty
I wouldn't be able to get any work done. I'd be in there every 10 minutes putting one piece in.
That's kind of a good idea, because a lot of people take their breaks and they just go yesterday I just walked around the parking lot talking to people because I just didn't want to be inside the cold or anything. But it would be fun to have a conference room set up with a puzzle and everybody put a piece every once in a while.
Do you have a puzzle table, a specific spot for it?
So we have a break room, and so I just use one of the tables in there. But yeah, everyone will come in and take a little 15-minute break or whatever and just put a few pieces in, and
that's fun.
So yeah, it's good.
How quick do they get done?
It depends on the size. I just had a 500 piece, but it was a very difficult image. That one took 2 weeks probably. If it was just me doing it, I could get a 500 piece puzzle done in 3 hours, but not to brag, but I am going to sign up for a puzzle competition.
Oh, okay, Erin, puzzle queen, huh?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to drink during those competitions? Can you have wine during those competitions?
I mean, I think they start at 10 a.m., but I don't see why not.
We should have some type of puzzle situation at Next Gen.
That's fun.
Yeah.
We should have a survivor style. So depending on what you're good at, Erin obviously would be the puzzle queen.
Mimi's gonna be the humming.
No.
Yeah. I wonder how many like 100 or 50 piece puzzles SAF could get, and every table gets one, and then whoever gets their table gets done first, gets an extra drink ticket.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Motivated by the drink tickets always.
You know, when you're doing a puzzle that you're using your left side of your brain and your right side brain at the same time. It's actually really good for you. And sorry, I'm just going on this puzzle rant, but they say that it also reduces your breathing rate. So it's supposed to make you like calmer and more focused. So
what about your neck? Everyone Doesn't your neck hurt though?
Yeah.
And you're bad because if you're like,
yeah. It's not good for that.
So everybody here, are you all on the next gen planning committee?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. No, I rolled off.
You're still like a heritage.
Yeah, I was still in the picture, but I rolled off.
Okay, so then what do you guys how if people have ideas that they want to see at next gen, like this amazing puzzle or the survivor, where should we send some ideas to any of you guys?
To the Facebook.
Should it just be like the Facebook with a bunch of ideas?
Yeah, sure. Post it there or reach out to any of us for sure. Definitely or to switch it up and looking for new ideas.
Or they can always reach out to Lizzie too of SAF. Yeah. She's our next gen liaison.
Because I would love to see, like, I'm totally for Jordan's karaoke night, but a puzzle sounds amazing as an icebreaker. So,
do you get the picture, or you have to do it with no picture?
No, you get the picture. You have to have the picture. Okay. Well, Erin does it. Erin does it with her eyes. She gets it blindfolded. I see her like at night going, "Let me get the puzzle."
Have you done any of those impossible ones where it's like all one color and shit like that?
Yeah, I don't find joy in that.
How about a Rubik's Cube? Can anyone do that? Or Erin?
Joel can do the Rubik's Cube. Yeah, we have Jeff.
Look, he's got it in his hand.
Prove it.
These were the Christmas gifts like 5 years ago.
Joel's constantly doing something. Yeah.
I don't think he actually knows how to do it. I think he's just constantly playing with it.
He knows. He knows how to do it.
Nicole, did you ever say what you wanted to receive as a gift?
True.
Oh,
tickets to a concert.
So honestly, flowers for sure. I feel like it's so great to get flowers. I know this is like really cliche, but it is incredible. It's such a great feeling. And it really never truly happens often for any of us, or at least for me, I'll speak on that. And I think it's the same. Like people are like, do you own a flower shop? So why would I get you flowers? But there is nothing like that feeling when you get especially when it's a surprise delivery to your door. It is pretty incredible. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say flowers, but I will never turn down a spa day gift card or restaurant. Always down for gift cards to airlines so I can travel.
Some miles. Give me some miles.
Yeah.
All right, now we got a list. Maybe we'll send those out. You guys keep an eye on your mailboxes. We'll be.
I mean, I wouldn't turn down wine if we're talking.
What's your choice of wine?
Red, Italian red. Has to have the DOC or the DOCG label on the top.
Ooh.
We're getting specific.
Ellie taught me about the label thing at dinner in Miami, so I appreciated that lesson.
Wait, what's the label thing? I don't know about it.
So Italy has stricter standards with so if it has a DOC or a DOCG label, those are like Italian certifications for wine that nothing's gotten put into it. There's no additives, there's no color. Like a lot of the California reds will put in added flavorings or dyes, which obviously contributes to
the hangover.
Major headaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Italian, if they have that label, I've never once had a headache from one of those. So that's pretty much
true because I went to a natural wine bar here in Miami in downtown, and it's beautiful. And but all the wines are sulfate free, they are dye free, and I drank 6 glasses of different types of wine. Woke up perfectly fine, no headache. Whereas if I'm drinking Sutter Homes the next day, I'm dead. So from one glass,
even after one sip, really.
Yeah.
Sometimes at a conference, you take one sip and you have an instant headache.
Oh yeah, or heartburn.
Okay, on this topic, since elder millennial topics, I shared this with everyone at Next Gen, but I highly recommend. You did a Rubik's Cube.
Joel just solved it.
I highly recommend.
Yeah, bro.
This product. It's called Purple Tree.
I got some
for
purple
a great
trees.
Day after celebrating. I'm telling you, I introduced Nicole to these at conference. And basically their claim is it'll make 2 glasses of red wine feel like 1 glass the next day. It'll make 4 glasses feel like 2 glasses. So they're very transparent that you don't just take a few of these and you'll have 0 hangover, but it does help your liver metabolize the things that tend to cause hangover. And I've had a very good experience adding it. Even if Chelsea and I are just having red wine with dinner, I'll take a couple of these and I have no headaches or after effects.
So
use promo code Sambo and save 5. I'm just kidding. I have no skin in the game and no discount to offer.
We need to add a wine tasting now, part of the next gen as well. That's another evening, a wine tasting.
Brian,
evening.
We can't even get bacon. How are we going to get them to get us wine? We can't even get bacon for breakfast.
We need sponsors.
We're gonna have to go to Italy. Italian farms can sponsor it.
Again, when you guys do the you guys have karaoke and have people pay to listen to some people sing or pay to have people to get them off the stage, and you guys sponsor. That's how you guys do the fundraising for the activity.
That's pretty brilliant. It's pretty brilliant.
Yeah,
I guarantee you're going to be a fortune to get people to get me off the stage. So.
Damn,
another great idea is all the great companies across the floral industry can recognize that investing in the next generation of floral professionals is one of the wisest ways that they can invest back in the industry.
Yep.
So buy us wine.
Period.
Preach.
Period.
I always think about how lucky we are about just our family that we've curated and just the next gen crew. It's been pretty incredible.
And that's a point, speaking since I'm in the retail space with I talk to retail florists all the time, like you guys obviously, but everybody talks about having retention problems, employee problems, they need to be bought in. And so if you can send one in next gen, I feel like that's where they're going to find that they belong in that community, and that gets them just in so much their place than just punching the clock and not feeling like they're a part of it in a bigger way.
Yeah. And I wonder, Ellie, if you feel like me.
When people say employee issues.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you.
Nope, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, are you similar to me in the sense that, obviously with your family being in this, you're kind of brought up in this, it's kind of been theirs to a degree, and the next gen kind of gives you your side to it.
1000%. It's this is Vonda's daughter. Rather than, oh, this is Ellie.
Yeah.
And I think that makes all the difference when you talk about the longevity and the fulfillment you get out of it. It's just a whole different ball game.
I just think it sucks that sometimes
around you.
I just think it sucks that sometimes people have to choose whether to go to convention or next gen. To me, I kind of would like to say 2 days before convention, next gen starts. An extended convention, or maybe even you get to stay a day after and have a full next gen day, or I don't know. Sometimes I think that because
the only issue, I agree. I think that's great. We've talked about this a million times though. The only issue is, you're never going to find where it works for everyone, but the issue is usually we're not seeing that it's the same people going to both, right? And it's the shops that can't send both the owner and maybe their only employee, or so they're both out of the shop, or they're the managers that are going. So when the owners are gone, I agree. I think we hear that all the time, but it's kind of tough.
But also for the sponsors, it would be hard because they're at the same time, so you wouldn't be able to sponsor, let's say, both things at the same time. So I get that too.
And also, I don't know if you've noticed, but the regular convention is a super bougie resort.
Mm-hmm.
And
part of it is the cost factor.
Yeah.
Sure. I think it has actually helped attendance with them being separate.
Yeah.
I think it has helped decision makers be able to say, I'm going to do this one, but I'll hold down the fort during this time while I invest and send some of my younger staff to this. So I think that works pretty well.
There you go.
Yeah. I really want to propose and we actually have a next gen meeting coming up soon to plan everything, but I really want to propose a wrap up session, everyone sit down and write down 5 things that you're going to take back to your business, because I feel like we learn so much, everything's so jam packed, we talk to so many people, but then we just go home and we try to reconcile all of our notes and things, but I feel like we just need a decompressing a decompressing session, you know, to like just take all of our wise learnings home with us.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, I feel like we kind of did that a little bit with the very successful roundtable conversation that we ended Next Gen with last time. Because, you know, those of you who are members know that that's always the drum I'm beating, is we have to help young people recognize that they need to be prepared to talk about the valuable things they learned. Because, like, and I share this all the time, like when I get back from a conference, it's half tongue in cheek now, but it's also half still serious. That even with me, Brad still says, okay, what are the things that made it worth going? What are the things that paid for the trip? And while you don't want to get too carried away with putting that kind of pressure on your team, because sometimes you're just investing in them and their professional development, I think that it has been important to make sure at Next Gen we're teaching them this is part of what being a professional means. I think for many of them, this is their first conference in a work setting. And so part of preparing them is teaching them how to recognize, I need to take good notes. I need to recognize the actual ideas that could be implemented, the things that I could do right now versus the things that would be big things I have to have conversations with leadership about. So I agree completely that that's something, and it's something that we bring up every time we're planning the Next Gen conference, is how do we add the most value and how do we help make sure people get the most out of the programming that we are putting together.
But coming soon, right?
Yeah,
We're having a chat group, or what broadcast group. Yeah.
Well, now we can do that on Instagram as well. It doesn't have to be WhatsApp. So if that makes more sense.
Well, basically, it's really difficult because we know that we look like the elder millennials we are, that we're on Facebook and we're out here with these Gen Zers like, come join our Facebook group. It's the same place where you talk with your aunt and your grandma. We want you to join here with us. But to our credit, like the platform that they're on, TikTok, is not conducive to this kind of community networking. Slack is like a big businessy thing that many of us use, but not everyone does. So like there aren't a lot of great solutions for it. So I just want to try to get some of our Riz points back as older people. I want to acknowledge that it's not like we think Facebook is the place to be. It just was the best option at the time. And already a couple of years later, we're exploring like what are things that will work better. If everyone says they'll be more engaged on WhatsApp, we'll move to WhatsApp. If everyone says they'll be more engaged on Grindr, we would move to Grindr. Like wherever the people are, that's where we want to be.
Love it.
Sam, no one does a better accent than you, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from the South, so I'm allowed to do it, you know.
Can you do any other
had the
accents?
accent. I can play the video. Well, I can do an Italian accent, and I like I can't remember which comedian it was who was like, he loves that white people are allowed to make fun of Italian accents because mostly Italians are also viewed as white. And he's like, it's one of the accents you can do, and guess what? No one give a fuck. Chelsea and I say that all the time because everybody's stereotypical Italian accent is terrible, and that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
So I do a Southern one, I do an Italian one.
I love it.
Awesome. I think the one thing that I have to say about the Next Gen group, and I'm really talking about the planning committee and everybody who's in the board or in charge, you guys are amazing at making sure that everybody who comes to Next Gen feels included. And I think that is very, very important. Like I remember Nicole and Ellie saying, okay, guys, go this way. Like don't talk to somebody you already know. Like just go and try to talk to somebody who's new. And I think that is awesome, because if I would have had that years ago, I think you guys would have really known me better. You would have known my karaoke song from very beginning.
Thank you for saying that, Mimi, because I do think that's a really strong point that we do differently with Next Gen. I think it's so inclusive, and not just people in the task force and the founding fathers. I think everyone is just so hungry to make friends and meet people. I always say this, but I think like it's very different as far as I think our generation has really bridged a gap between, and maybe I'm wrong, but this is how I feel. I think our generation has bridged a gap between wholesalers, growers, retailers, breeders, etc. I think like it's our friend group. It's made it much more easier to communicate, and everyone wants to actually be friends. When I think back in the day, and even not too long ago, I think breeders kind of hung out with growers and the retailers only stuck together, or maybe you were part of like your wire service with Teleflora. So I do think it's definitely something different that our generation really considers at these events. So that's great. And yeah, it's really cool to see, to be honest.
I agree.
I feel like because our next gen group is so like just what Nicole said, I just feel like the industry will be healthier for years to come. Like
Yeah.
we're just
So when we're
gonna support
out,
each other.
yeah.
That's one of those skills that you really need to learn. Being able to just walk up to a table that you don't know anybody at that table and be able to just start a conversation. That's a skill set.
And I
Yeah.
feel like that
Totally.
helps people feel like when I do phase out and I'm a mentor, not so much a next gener, I'm still gonna be able to hang out with you guys. And I think that there's it's not. What do you mean no? Yes, Nicole said so, and she's the prez.
Forever.
We're gonna have a bouncer at the door checking IDs.
Who's the bouncer?
Well, Joelle, we should get you to be the
I was
bouncer.
gonna say Joelle, right?
No,
Joelle
no,
could
no,
do
no.
it. Come here, Joelle. Step into
it's
the front so
Freddie.
they could see you.
Freddie?
Oh, definitely.
Freddie.
There you go. Freddie.
Mimi, I also thought you were like 27, so you've got at least got a lot of time left.
Yeah, you haven't
Erin and I
admitted your
had a
age to
few-
anybody yet, right?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
So.
Erin and I had a cute moment at convention at SAF, and we were just saying the realization that like we're going to be friends forever, and like we're going to be at conventions, and I don't know, convention for me is so great and it's fun, and I love to. I mean, the main part is I get to see my friends and I get to see you guys and spend a week with you guys, and it's fun and it's silly, and I come back feeling so refreshed, with all of you. And yeah, just that, well, Cam's gonna retire at 41, so I don't know if we'll see him, but we'll be together for a long time, and it's cool to know that we're
Whatever island Cam buys
I was
with
gonna
his
say, where are you
retirement.
going in
Yeah.
your retirement though? Is he gonna be around or is he leaving?
I guess I'll just stay here.
all right. Good idea. He had FOMO already because I said we were
Yeah,
gonna.
I know exactly. Started to build my
Oh.
Yep. All right. Well, we are pretty much running out of time. I do want to give you guys.
I have one more thing, Ryan.
I was going to say, I want to
let.
let you guys give a final thought before we end. So go for it.
Well, I had AI help me write a final pitch for the Next Gen conference that's really targeted to Gen Z using their language.
Oh shoot!
Oh
Go
my
for
God.
it.
Bring it.
If we're ready, I'm going to read it.
Wait, we're going to have
I'm gonna make it
Joelle.
sound-
We'll have Joelle verify and make sure it all makes sense.
Yes, Joel can verify. Okay, so maybe the rest of us can try to keep track of all the catchphrases that it's included. All right, here we go. Yo, if you want to be where all the real ones with Mad Riz are at, you got to hit up the Next Gen conference. It's the perfect place to link up with other Gen Zers who are on that Sigma grind set vibe and want to take their game to the next level. You'll find high value individuals everywhere you look, and the whole event is totally lit. It's the ultimate spot to network and get your clout up while avoiding that dreaded phantom tax. And if you're a brat who knows how to stand out and make a statement, this is the place to be. The Next Gen Conference is all about leveling up your skills, connecting with other Sigma grinders, and taking your hustle to new heights. Don't miss out on the chance to link up with other brats who are on that same grind and ready to show the world what they're made of. That sounded so
Period.
natural, right? I sound
Yeah.
exactly just like a Gen Z.
I was going to say, there's at least 15, 16.
That was my new favorite AI, by the way. That was Pi AI. I'm cheating on ChatGPT with Pi
Ooh.
AI.
That's all right.
Pi.ai.
Cute.
Good to know.
Love it.
Any final thoughts, Cam, Ellie, Nicole, Erin?
Yeah, I think I just want to give our Next Gen Live another plug. We're all working so hard on it, and we're next week or in a couple days, I don't know when, we're having our meeting to start really planning and getting down to the nitty-gritty with it. For your listeners, I'm sure you have all across the board of all different segments in the industry, and I really, really, really want to encourage you to think about coming or sending an employee. It doesn't matter what position they are at your company, whether we've seen it all from a farm sending their accountant to sending your social media people, your managers, your sons,
Customer
and
service rep.
yeah, everything.
Everybody.
It's not just for retail florists. It's not just for, it's for everyone. So there's a place for everyone, and the information is really, really valuable. And if you want to get your next gen in your business really psyched about being in the industry and wanting it to be their career, then this is the place to definitely think about sending someone. And I really hope that it's something that's on your radar. Again, it's going to be in February. It's the 23rd to the 25th, I think, in Dallas, Texas. And
you're doing a live DJ set, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Bringing in Sasha and John Digweed for a live set.
I'm not joking. I think you should.
Okay.
You should get a playlist ahead of time to get people pumped. Yeah.
You should definitely have a next gen playlist.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't think anyone would like my music, but okay.
Well, it'd be a mixture. You
No,
gotta
actually,
spread it
We can
around.
have like a collaborative playlist.
Cam's a Swiftie.
Yeah.
We need some Swiftie
Yeah,
songs
like,
in there.
Everybody from Task Force, make a playlist and share it, and then find out who has the one that has the most, followers.
And then we'll make sure that your karaoke songs get in there, Mimi.
Yes.
So you need to text those to me.
Yeah.
Still
I was
waiting for
walking
this
around.
reveal.
I was walking around the warehouse listening to a '90s country playlist because that's what my school bus played when I was a child, and I don't do current country, but I do '90s country and old country. And there was one of my employees was standing over designing, and I was like, "You don't know this song? Like, this is iconic. How do you not know this song?" And like, this is my childhood. This is what I listened to riding the bus in the '90s. And she was like, "I was born in 2003."
Oh, God. I deal with that every day with Joelle.
Okay.
Wait, Sam, do you sing karaoke?
Yeah. I sing karaoke.
See? It's a done deal.
I was a professional frontman for a band for the better part of 5 years. I got paid and I performed every week in front of 300 plus people, and I was a lead vocalist.
What was the name of the band?
The Hillview Christian Church worship team.
Better than
Really
But it
rolls
is
off the
true.
tongue.
It is true. I was a paid staff member. I was the worship leader. So I've been performing in front of people since I was the earliest recording we have. I was 6 years old the first time I sang.
Wow.
I'll send it to y'all because you can hear my southern accent and you can hear that it's not fake. I just have mostly changed it a little bit. But when I was a kid, it was very thick.
Love it.
Erin, any last thoughts?
I just love you guys. And I love this industry, and I'm just so excited for the future. And yeah, that's it. Just love you guys.
Love you guys. You, Erin.
Love you guys.
Adorable.
I second that. I mean, I think it's like you were saying, Nicole, you and Erin had y'all's moment, and it's really cool that we've got, that we have sort of a family that we're more connected. I think that's a benefit to Next Gen, is that we're so connected that, we text each other on a weekly basis, if not more often than that. And I love that, like the Jet Fresh crew. What did I send y'all? I texted y'all. Oh, we were talking about Mike's pink
His pink hurricanes, yeah.
pink frozen hurricane. And I told him what we called it in college. And I'll leave it at that. But I think it's just awesome to have people in our industry that we can text with and be a family with and just joke around with. And so if you're not involved, get involved.
And it's a genuine well-being, like check-in, like, hey, whatever. It's not like a sales pitch, or it's not like, like what's going on in your hood, because I want to know. It's actually like a genuine connection, I think, for everybody.
It's usually not even flower related.
And nothing made my heart happier than at the most recent Next Gen, where I regularly saw groups of people hanging out that had not a single representative from the planning committee, maybe not even from the previous year, and seeing those connections being made, people reconnecting from the previous year.
Yeah.
Again, we're happy to be your friend too, and we all try to connect, but it's really awesome to see that organically what we wanted to happen is happening. Mm-hmm. And, some of the younger people who recognize that I don't have any riz because I'm approaching 40, they can find people their age who they can relate to and start to form their own little peer connections and groups. So it's really awesome to see.
What about you, Rye Guy?
What's the question? What are we asking? Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Yeah. What do you feel about life?
No, this
and
is
things?
great. No, I'm a big fan of Next Gen. I think the events are going very well. I know the joke is that we say that the Next Gen events are going to become the number one priority, and that's the regular convention is going to become the on the back burner, but I guess that's kind of the point, right? We want the next gen to take over, so that's the idea. Yeah. But no, you guys are great. You guys make my day a lot more enjoyable when I am not just, focused on work. I have some like-minded colleagues and stuff like that are riding the same wave that I'm on, so it's definitely makes it more enjoyable for me.
Can I just say one more thing, that we're all rising stars.
Yes.
Yay.
Look at those hearts. Look at the hearts coming out.
Very much so.
I agree. I totally agree. No, I just think it's super important to continue to make everybody feel included and avoid like we don't I feel like it's a giant group that's not cliquey, and I think that's awesome. So yeah, and you're right. I think that my only fear has always been that the older generation is going to feel like, oh, these people are taken away. But I like the fact that they've embraced it so much. So I'm super, super excited about it.
Yeah. These shows have a different vibe than the other shows. It's a different energy, especially nowadays versus 5 years ago too. It's, I know the Wolfsa show is a lot more competitive with your competitors more in the office, but in the same room, but this energy is completely different. I think.
Yeah, even the Supplier Expo when we were around people, I feel like it's super fun. Next gen, it's a different vibe for sure.
Totally agree with that.
Totally different vibe. Yeah, just in general. Yeah, and I spoke to a couple people that said they haven't been to a convention for a couple years, and this was their first one back, and they said the same thing and complimented how different and enthusiastic the young crew was.
I was back.
Well, it's poured over. It's poured over. The next gen ideas have poured over, even with the roundtables this time at convention. And I feel like this is a positive influence that the next gen has done for SAF in general.
Yeah.
Kudos,
yeah.
kids.
And no one's looking
Kudos,
to take
kids.
over.
Kudos to all you kids out there.
Kids.
Keep it real. You're
I
welcome.
think what you're saying, Mimi, is also to reiterate, no one's looking to take over. No one's looking to trump anyone or do anything. It all works, and it's just a nice support group that we have. We don't think that we're exclusive or that we're better than any other generation or anything, but yeah, it's just a support group that we've had, and it works out.
It's also vital to keep our industry alive.
Mm-hmm.
Totally necessary.
Well, we can't thank you guys enough for joining us, filling in, taking over. I think we got the pass. I'm pretty sure we could be able to do this again.
Yeah.
We'll let the fans decide that. We'll definitely we need a name for this, you know what I mean?
For the cruise team?
Yeah. I don't know if Next Gen Takeover.
It's good. It's the eggplant convention.
So we'll think about that.
Maybe your fans can decide what we could be called.
Yes. If you can suggest some
Junior Fatties.
Junior Fatties.
Oh,
Fatty Lights.
Huskies. Yeah.
Fatty
We're the
Lights.
Huskies. I like that. Chubbies.
I don't know. Gen Z might not know what husky is, though.
Do you know what husky is?
No.
Yep, you're right. You got it right.
When you're a big little kid in the 90s, you wore husky pants. So it's basically big and tall for kids.
I wore husky pants. I feel you, Cam.
I kind of like the Council of Elders.
The Council of Elders. Okay. That sounds like the
That makes
opposite
us
of
sound
Next
like
Gen.
we're from the Hobbit.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm a nerd. That's what I like
Tolkien
about
vibes.
Yeah.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, real quick, can everybody just shout out where people can follow you, find you, your stores, your Instagrams, whatever you want to share. We'll start at the top. Mike, well, I don't know. Your boxes are looking. Erin's on my top left.
Wait, let's do a real quick picture so that I can put your numbers also here.
Oh, their episode number.
Joel's going to do a screenshot before we end this, baby. And then, yes, we'll do the...
Ready?
Wait,
Joel, get in
do
here.
we need to post?
Take it.
3, 2, 1.
All right.
Nailed it.
Better than the screenshot you sent me yesterday, Ellie.
Yeah. No, I didn't send that. Nicole sent that.
Oh, Nicole sent it.
Nicole did you dirty, not me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, tell us your...
Okay. Yeah. So you can find me, I'm Erin Bruno. You can find me there. And then I'm at McNamara Florist. And it's at McNamara Florist across the board.
Must follow.
We're on all of the socials. So yeah, find me, follow me.
My name is Sam Bowles. You can find me on Instagram at Sam Iambo. Sam Iambo.
Allen's
Yeah.
Flowers.
Or Alan, yeah, I forgot about my company. Or Alan's Flowers. Yeah.
My Instagram handle is at Norton's Florist. And you can email me, cpappas, Pappas, at nortonsflorist.com. And I might check my email once every few days.
I'm Ellie LaFever with Flower Click, and you can find us at flower.clique on Instagram and Facebook if you're into that.
How many people spell it with a CK? Almost.
Oh,
is
I've got
that
a lot.
common?
Yeah, we have redirects,
Okay.
but yeah, on Instagram, definitely do the QUE.
Okay.
It's a little confusing.
And Nikki P?
Hi, everyone. Nikki P, aka Nicole Palazzo, aka The Prez with a Z. You can find me on Insta. My personal page is at Miss Coley Baby. If you like seeing pictures of flowers and disco balls and techno shows, follow me there. And my family business is City Line Florist. You can reach out there. Always feel free to reach out to any of us. I can speak on behalf of all of us. We would love to answer questions or be friends.
Who wants to end it? Who wants to do the closing?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another episode of Two Fat Guys Talking Flowers, where we always talk about the good, the bad, the ugly about the flower industry.
We've got Erin, we got Sam, we got Cam, we got Ellie, and we got Nicole. Thank you guys for being the best Rizzlers ever.
Rizzlers.